The Live Stream Code and Rating Administration has rated this online event PG. All ages admitted. Please be kind and stay on topic.
Good evening and welcome to the Good Stuff Live. My name is Dave Sundstrom, and for some crazy reason, I thought I was starting this thing at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time tonight. So my apologies to all of you who have been waiting for this live stream to start. I apologize for my tardiness, but if you enjoy talking about music, movies, and mostly TV from decades gone by, well, you've come to the right place. So tonight, it's all about the February 2023 issue of ReMIND magazine. There we go. There's a picture of it in my hand, and here I am now with it right here. So very good issue of ReMIND this month, and I'm excited to talk about it. In particular, we'll talk about the cover article, which is TV couples, best TV weddings, that kind of thing. So we will also be giving away a subscription to ReMIND magazine this evening, a little bit later on. And then we will play a little trivia. It's going to be TV couples is the topic of the ultimate trivia tonight. It's taken from the February 2023 issue of ReMIND. So thanks to them for allowing me to use their trivia questions. But before I get going too far, I've got a couple of things I need to do. First, I need to thank tonight's executive producers. Let me see if I can pull that banner up on the screen. There it is. A huge, huge thank you to Da Brown Guy, Lance Chaffin, and Tracy Rothmeyers for their support, their super chats that they dropped into the chat even before this live stream started. That's how you become an executive producer, and I truly appreciate those fine individuals for that level of support. Of course, Lance and Tracy are both channel members as well, so thank you for that. Let me see if I can find, I wasn't able to find Tracy's super chat, but boy, it was like a whole 12-pack of Diet Cokes, and Lance was buying me a Diet Coke. It was awesome. Truly appreciated. Now let me look here, and let's see who is in the stream this evening. Who's hanging out in the chat? Okay. Waiting for this thing to reload. It's taking its sweet time. While we do that, and I will welcome everybody in just a moment, as soon as we get that back. It's for some reason it's blocked, or I don't have access to the chat at the moment. My computer's having issues. It's one of the, I think it's going to be one of those nights, folks. It may very well be one of those nights. Let me see if it, now, there we go. Here they are. They're back. So let me scroll up to the top. It gets as far up the top as I can. Let's see. We've got Keith E. Channel member Keith E. says he probably put in the wrong start time or a different time than he's thinking. That's exactly what happened. You know, I've varied between 8 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I need to just pick one and stick with it because it's obviously confusing me. Channel member Superplex says this gives us an opportunity to say how much we hate the Andy Griffith Show. Well, I wasn't reading the screen then, but I'm reading it now. And gosh darn it, that just breaks my heart because you all know how much I love the Andy Griffith Show. It's one of those shows that I go to when I need to relax and just kind of get away from the turmoil and chaos that is our modern world. The Josh Sings, welcome, says I don't actually hate the Andy Griffith Show. And Carrie Carpenter, feeling a little paranoid, says, I think he's probably watching us now. And Zuper says, lurking in the wings, that is creepy. I wasn't. Trust me, folks, I wasn't. I was off. You know what I was doing? I was watching last week's episode of The Neighborhood. It's a show on CBS with Cedric the Entertainer, who I really like that show. Let's see. Our channel member, Keith, he says not sucking up, but I think he's doing a great job with all these people dying and its special videos. What a nightmare. Yeah, it's really been tough. As a matter of fact, I have a special video, one that I'm not going to publish to the channel that I'm just showing during tonight's live stream to honor Cindy Williams. And so we'll show that in just a minute. A channel member, Tracy Rothmeyer, says, I don't dislike the Andy Griffith Show either. Awesome. Let's see who else is here. Daryl Johnston is here. Tom McCluskey, the Hungry Jerk, is here. Dave Claroni, welcome. He's asking how he becomes a channel member. You just click on that join button. So if you look down below the screen, next to my name, I think it is, and before the subscribe button, there's a join button. And there's some perks that come along with being a channel member. So you can be a channel member for as little as 99 cents a month or as much as $4.99. So $5 a month. And there's different perks that come with all of them. But the main perk that you get is my undying gratitude and appreciation. So let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't able to do the intro or anything like that tonight. Hopefully I'll be able to do maybe a few videos on the back end. I don't have them prepared though. So I'm going to, when we do our commercial sponsors later on, I'll see what I can do to get something lined up for after the live stream. Let's see. Anyone else here? Karen Lee Maloney's here. Welcome to the live stream. So good to have you with us. And Jerry Gillespie's here. And looks like there was some conversation about Cindy Williams. Awesome. Das Gimp is here. Welcome. Good to have you with us at the live stream. Channel member Buddy Mills, welcome. Welcome. Good to have you with us. And Danny Staten from good old South Carolina. Good to have you here. Shannon Burns, always a name that I enjoy seeing in the chat. The Josh Singh says, what should we do, guys? Just trying to figure out what's going on. It was 6:03 or 8:03 p.m. Eastern, I should say, when that happened. I think I was probably at that point just logging in. Channel member Buddy Mills is here. Welcome. Good to have you here with us as well. John H., welcome. See, For My Sweetheart 369 says, hello, everyone. And we're patient, Dave. No worries. Thank you for being patient with me this evening. Gary Carpenter, welcome to the live stream. Jennifer Hansen, a treat to have you with us this evening. We're talking about, it's the month of February, Valentine's. And so ReMIND magazine this month is focusing on television weddings and TV couples and all sorts of good stuff in there. We'll talk about ReMIND magazine in just a minute. Channel member Emily Miller in the house. Welcome, Emily. Good to have you with us. Patricia Gwensler. I'm probably saying that wrong. It's probably Gensler. Good to have you with us and good evening to you. James Simmons, welcome. Let's see. Maurice Hampton. So good to have you here, my friend. Adrian James and James Dye. Welcome. Welcome to both of you. Michael Staunton over there in Ireland. Hope all is well with you as well, Michael. Let's see. Keep working. Let's see. Eva Cup is here. She says, just got my first issue. I was sad when Reminisce magazine ended, but this new magazine has given me something to look forward to. You're going to love it. You are going to love ReMIND magazine. And I'll give you all a hint. If you don't subscribe to ReMIND magazine, I haven't got it in the description section yet, but I will. After the live stream's over, I'll put a link in the description section where you can subscribe to ReMIND magazine for just $1 an issue. So that's pretty darn good. Great, great magazine. And someone's going to walk away with a subscription, an annual subscription, a year's worth of ReMIND magazine on the house, courtesy of the fine people over at ReMIND tonight. We'll do that in a little while. Denise Richardson, welcome. Good to have you here. Yeah, her husband's favorite TV show is The Andy Griffith Show. One of my top 3, along with Batman and Star Trek. And Leave It to Beaver's right there in the wings, but it's Batman, Star Trek, and Andy Griffith. What you mean's here. Welcome. Good to have you here with us at the live stream tonight, Crow Minion. Always a treat to see you in the stream. Rich Atwood, welcome. Let's see. Am I almost caught up? Starlin Say, welcome. Rich Atwood, good to have you here. He's asking, what do you think about the new Night Court? I love it. After last night's episode, which was all about this lady trying to, just a really fun episode. Here's the thing. It's still struggling in a way, which is Melissa Roche, I think that's how you say her last name, who plays Judge Abby Stone, and John Larroquette, who plays Dan Fielding. They're awesome. And I'm really kind of the woman that's the bailiff, and I'm always forgetting her name, and I've drawn a blank on it right now. She's good too, but there is that cast has yet to gel. And I think back to that first season of Night Court, and there was a little bit of, it wasn't until the third season that you really had that cast that we come to know and think of as the classic Night Court cast in place. So we do need to give them some time, but John Larroquette and Melissa Roche are awesome. And I really enjoyed last night's episode. Auburn Kim, welcome. Good to have you here. Let's see. And I think I'm caught up. That's awesome. Great. So with that said, I have a special video, one that I put together. I was thinking about publishing it to the channel, but I think I'm just going to show it here tonight on the live stream. And that's probably it. So enjoy, and I'll be back in just a few minutes to talk about this month's issue of ReMIND magazine. On Monday, January 30th, 2023, we all received devastating news, discovering that Cindy Williams, the actress who played Shirley Feeney on the classic 70s TV sitcom Laverne and Shirley, was dead at the age of 75. According to the Associated Press, Cindy passed away on Wednesday, January 25th, 2023, after a brief illness. Her children, Zach and Emily Hudson, made the formal announcement through family spokesperson Liza Kranis. They said the passing of our kind, hilarious mother, Cindy Williams, has brought us insurmountable sadness that could never truly be expressed. Knowing and loving her has been our joy and privilege. She was one of a kind, beautiful, generous, and possessed a brilliant sense of humor and a glittering spirit that everyone loved. Well said, Zach and Emily. Cindy had many friends and admirers throughout the entertainment industry. Here are just a few of the comments that followed the announcement of Cindy's passing. We'll start with Ron Howard. Ron said, her unpretentious intelligence, talent, wit, and humanity impacted every character she created and person she worked with. We were paired as actors on 6 different projects. Lucky me. Rest in peace, Cindy. The Los Angeles Times shared more from Ron, who said, I saw in Cindy a first glimpse of this new generation of woman asserting herself and her potential to have creative control over the work she was doing. And then the New York Daily News shared that Ron had said that she always had almost a big sister energy around him. More from the Happy Days gang. Anson Williams, who played Potsy on Happy Days, says, I am devastated. Can't stop crying. The most talented, selfless, giving, kind friend has unfairly passed. Hard to process. Rest in peace, Cindy. And Donnie Most, who played Ralph Malph, said, I cannot believe the wonderful Cindy Williams is no longer with us. I am so very sad. Besides being a terrific talent, she was a great person. One of the nicest, kindest, generous, gracious, and caring individuals I have known. Rest in peace, beautiful Cindy. I will miss you greatly. And the Fonz said, what a fine and talented human being. Rest in peace. Michael McKean, who played Lenny on Laverne and Shirley, remembered a moment during season 1. He said, I'm off stage waiting for a cue. The script's been a tough one. So we're giving it 110%, and the audience is having a great time. Cindy scoots by me to make her entrance, and with a glorious grin says, "Show's cooking." Amen. Thank you, Cindy. Ed Begley Jr. said this: "I fell in love with Cindy Williams after meeting on room 222 in 1970. She quickly became a sister to me, a godmother to my daughter, and surely Feeney to America and the world. Love and light, my angel. The past half-century has been filled with joy, thanks to you." And Linda Carter, TV's Wonder Woman, said, "She never heard the word impossible. Thank you for all the laughter and treasured memories, Cindy." Kathy Ireland said, "Our hearts and millions of others are shattered by the passing of icon Cindy Williams, a woman of faith, a great mother, artist, animal activist, an incredible being. Our friendship and management spanned decades. Sympathy and love to Emily Zach and Cindy's dear friend Ed Begley Jr." Lydia Cornell said this: "Rest in peace, Cindy Williams. You are loved, and our hearts are breaking." And Jason Alexander, who we all know better as George Costanza on Seinfeld, said this: "I didn't know Cindy Williams, but boy did I adore her work, especially the wacky, joyful, funny pleasure of watching her Laverne and Shirley days. I pray she had a good life, and send my sympathy to those who knew and loved her. Rest in peace, Cindy Williams." You know, I didn't know Cindy either, but much like Jason, I admired her work and just am so grateful for the gifts that she is leaving behind. Countless hours of entertainment that we all can still enjoy by firing up an episode of Laverne and Shirley or anything else that Cindy Williams was associated with. Thank you so much, Cindy Williams. It's been a tough week. It was like a week ago where we found out that Lance Kerwin had left us. That was followed by the news over the weekend that Lisa Loring, the original Wednesday from the TV sitcom, the 60s TV show, The Addams Family, had died. And then this. And this was actually, Cindy's passing was actually last Wednesday, the 25th. But tough week, and she will definitely be missed. But I see a welcome aboard, Alan. That's awesome. I love to see this kind of camaraderie amongst the community and the channel members in particular. Thanks so much, Alan, who joined and became a channel member last week. Truly appreciate it. Okay, so ReMIND magazine. Let's talk a little bit about it. Oh, Danny says, "Hey, don't forget the board queen. She died too." I just keep forgetting her name, Danny. Let me see her name really quick here because I want to give her, we're going to remember her, and Annie Wershing. That's who it is, Annie Wershing. Yes, Annie Wershing. We got news of that the same day. Was a Monday evening, right, that we heard about her passing as well. Now, not to take anything away from Annie, but in terms of just notoriety and fame, I think they're in two different leagues when you talk about Cindy Williams and Annie Wershing. But it's certainly for those of us that were science fiction fans, those of us that love the Trek movies, and she was someone that we will definitely miss as well. Superfan Emily Miller says Annie had a lot of fans, even if we didn't remember her name. Absolutely. And Pat McCormick, hey, how do you like the studio in the background? Pretty nice, huh? That's called a green screen, my friend. Welcome, Pat. Good to have you here as always. All right. ReMIND magazine, February issue. So Dylan McDonald. Well, thank you so much, good sir, and welcome to the live stream. Okay, so let me go over here and let's talk a little bit about this month's issue. This month's issue is, as I've mentioned already, all about TV weddings. So here's the cover article. TV ties the knot, and you see the Rhoda wedding here. And if we flip the page, we've got Get Smart wedding, the I Dream of Jeannie wedding. Is that Tiny Tim there in the circle? It sure is. And then, of course, the General Hospital wedding. I didn't scan every page, but you flip the page and you've got the Brady Bunch wedding. It's a fun article. But the question I have for all of you tonight is, and trust me, I'll wait. But do you have a favorite TV wedding? I'd love to have you share it with me in the comment section. I'll put it on the screen. So tell me what it was and tell me why. And we'll share everybody's comments. So do you have a favorite television wedding? If so, please share it in the comment section. And while I wait, I will enjoy a tasty Diet Coke that was courtesy of my good friends Tracy Rothmeyers and Lance Chaffin. Whoa, do I see my buddy Scott Barnes? Hey, Scott, good to have you here in the stream with us tonight. I keep threatening, but we got to get you on screen again soon. And Rob Aiken, welcome. Good to have you here. All right. So, Tom McCluskey says, wasn't a fan of the TV wedding, the Rhoda TV wedding. And Danny Staten says, Luke and Laura, oh, flashback. The Big Bang Theory wedding. Now, I was never a huge Big Bang Theory fan, but my brother was, and I know that was a big one for him. Gary Carpenter, Rhoda and Joe, Jeannie and Tony. Let's see what else we got. Denise Richardson says the Rhoda wedding. That was a huge one. As a matter of fact, audience members or fans of the show were so invested in those characters that they actually sent CBS wedding gifts. And Rich Atwood says General Hospital. It's one that I watched. I remember that one. As a matter of fact, one of the videos that I'll play at the end of the live stream tonight is all about that wedding and Elizabeth Taylor's appearance. So that's a good one for sure. Channel member Zuperplex says when Agent 99 married Maxwell Smart. That's a good one. Let's see. Oh, here's one that I wouldn't have thought of. Channel member Emily Miller says Steve and Betsy from As the World Turns. Grease was beautiful, as it always is. Let's see. Scott, you and I, dude, we are cut from the same cloth. He says, believe it or not, I rushed home from school early to watch Luke and Laura's wedding. That's awesome. Edward Hanna, welcome to live stream. Says, hey, Dave, long time for me, but Rhoda's wedding is a favorite. Awesome. Let's see. Tom McCluskey says Pebbles and Bam Bam's wedding. So I don't ever remember a wedding per se. I remember them, being little kids, and then later on Saturday mornings when they were teenagers, but I don't remember a wedding. Let's see. Dominic D, channel member Dominic D says maybe Jeannie and Major Nilsson. And John Bernstein points out something really important. It's interesting that weddings are often the kind of a harbinger of doom. Typically, they are a sign that the show's kind of run out of ideas. This is what they're trying to do to revitalize weddings, revitalize ratings. They use a wedding for that. Let's see. Gary Carpenter says the Nanny and Jeannie weddings were great. And Das Gimp says, I like the Mork and Mindy wedding mostly because it gave us Jonathan Winters. Yeah, I love that too. Rhoda's dress, this is from Denise Richardson, says Rhoda's dress was purchased in my hometown of Pittsburgh, California. This was a big deal for us. Awesome. Danny Staten says Sheldon and Amy from the Big Bang Theory. And welcome to the live stream, Music Girl 67, a channel member who has just sent me a great email this morning. Truly appreciate that. Thanks so much for your support. Let's see. For My Sweetheart 369 says Josh and Reva on Guiding Light. And let's see. Oh, Jerry Gillespie says when Rhoda and Joe divorced, actor David Groh got death threats. I remember being upset about that. And I was just a little kid at the time. Channel member Keith E says the Gloria and Meathead's wedding. And Alan, or channel member Alan Bellamo says word marrying Dax in DS9. And Gary Carpenter says the Brady Bunch wedding. And David Kerbo says, how many times did Lucy get married on Dallas? Dallas weddings were always fun. Someone always got into a fight. And Dynasty as well. Channel member Buddy Mills says the series finale of Golden Girls, where Dorothy gets married, or the Incredible Hulk episode where David Banner gets married. Now that one was sad, but a great episode. Two-parter. Was it a two-parter or just a 2-hour movie? I can't remember. John Bernstein says that Think of Laura song by Christopher Croft was used about someone different. Yeah, Christopher Cross, did I say Croft? Christopher Cross wrote that song. It's based on actually a young lady that was killed. And but then, of course, it was repurposed for General Hospital. Gary Carpenter says Darren and Samantha. Pat McCormick says met Tony Geary a couple of times on the General Hospital set. Colorful feller. And he is from the great state of Utah. Colville, Utah, as a matter of fact. A little small town. Channel member Tracy Rothmeyer says Elizabeth Taylor's weddings were like revolving doors. Channel member Thrash Pondo Kittens, welcome. Good to have you. Boy, I'm reading ahead. Channel member Thrash Pondo Ponds, welcome. Good to have you here, my friend. And Karen Lee Maloney mentions Rob and Lori Petrie. What a great couple they were, right? That would be another fun video to play. I have a video on that relationship between Dick Van Dyke and Mary Tyler Moore. I'll play that after the end of the live stream tonight, too. Music Girl 67, channel member Music Girl 67 says, I love the very first Brady Bunch episodes when Mike and Carol got married. That's back when there was actually Tiger the dog. Yeah. It's funny how that doghouse remained, but after a while, the dog was nowhere to be found. Let's see. Maurice Hampton says, I thought the Joe and Helen wedding from Wings was fun. I did too. Joe got his arm stuck in the toilet. And channel member Lance Chaffin says Cindy Williams was almost Princess Leia. She auditioned for Princess Leia, the role in the original Star Wars movie. Let's see. What else do we got? Oh, here's a good one. Alan Kay says award for most rushed, downplayed wedding goes to Riker Troy. Blink and it's over. On to the next intergalactic peril. Oh, no, you're not waiting. I'm here. I'm here, John H. I apologize for my tardiness. And Auburn Kim brings up Joni Loves Chachi, Joni and Chachi. I actually liked that show. When it was on, I liked it even more than Happy Days at that point. But I recognize that it may not, the quality level, particularly with the whole Happy Days thing, continued to kind of diminish over the years. Melissa Foster, welcome. Good to have you with us on tonight's live stream. She says, good evening, Dave, from a very cold Holton, Maine. Where isn't it cold these days, right? Oh, my goodness. It's been nasty cold out here in Utah as well. All right. I think we have Worf. See, Alan, thank you for the correction. When it said word, I didn't really follow Deep Space Nine very much. I knew who Dax was, Jadiza Dax, but it's Worf marrying Jadiza Dax. Okay, on DS9. Great. Thank you for the clarification. And Gary Carpenter says that Pebbles and Bam Bam got married in a movie. Awesome. That's good stuff. All right, we do have a new channel member. Who is that? Oh, wait. Klinger. Oh, that's a good one. Scott Barnes says Klinger and Soonlee's wedding on MASH. Absolutely a great one. And let's see. For my sweetheart, 369 says, y'all remember when Lenny proposed to Shirley on Laverne and Shirley? Didn't Lenny propose? I thought it was more than once, but yes. Let's see. Cindy D. I'm not sure who we're talking about here. Is this the that Cosby spinoff, Whitney's Wedding that Dwayne broke up? What was that? A New Life, A New World? I'm drawing a blank on the name of that sitcom. You guys can help me out with that one. Hey, it's Barry King. Welcome. He says, I always loved that Steve Austin and Jamie Summers got married. Yes, they did later on in a TV movie. I think it was probably the last of the Bionic movies, and this one aired on CBS. That's the interesting thing about those characters, Steve Austin and Jamie Summers. They appeared on all three major networks, ABC, NBC, and CBS. Okay, let's keep scrolling down here. I wanted to see who the new channel member is. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find that. So much good conversation. I can't wait to actually watch this after the live stream's over. It's one of the true pleasures that I get, and it's kind of a blessing and a curse. I love going back and reading the chat in its totality. I can't do that when I'm actually streaming. There's things I just miss. But I get to do that. Now, on the curse side of it is I have to listen to myself, and I hear myself stumble over words, that kind of thing. And that's no darn fun. But Kenny the Wine Guy, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Truly appreciate it. I appreciate your support. Let me find a little way to say thank you, my friend. There's got to be something here. Let's use a little Andy Kaufman. I don't think I've played this one in a while.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kenny the Wine Guy. Truly appreciate your support. All right. Thank you, everyone, for all the great conversation around favorite television weddings. Let me keep going a little bit on we're talking about the February 2023 issue of ReMIND magazine. Yeah, let me take this off the screen. And let me go back to my screenshots here. I grabbed a couple more pages just to talk about. The first one being this one. One of my favorite sections in ReMIND magazine is the time capsule. And this month, it's 1998, which doesn't feel that long ago to me. I realize we're talking 25 years ago now, but it just feels like it was yesterday sometimes. But let's see what we got here. Top TV shows: ER, Friends, Frasier, Monday Night Football, Veronica's Closet. We just lost Kirstie Alley not too long ago. I can't read that. Is that Jesse on NBC? I can't read that one. 60 Minutes, Touched by an Angel, CBS Sunday Movie. That was a top TV program during 1998, and Home Improvement with Tim Allen. So, and popular TV or movies back then, The Truman Show, one of my absolute favorites. I've got to say, let me just say it, since we don't talk about the 90s all that often, Jim Carrey, I just think he is a talented man. And I love him in the silly stuff like Dumb and Dumber. But even more, I love him in shows like The Truman Show. The Majestic is another one that I really like. And there's a handful of other movies that have elements of humor in them, but go a lot deeper. And he just picks really interesting projects. It's sad to me to see him these days doesn't do a lot. I don't think he's even really invested in a movie career anymore. He makes appearances in those Sonic the Hedgehog kids movies, but it's a shame because he really is a wonderful comedic actor, and even more so, just a great actor. But The Truman Show is one of my favorites. Meet Joe Black, The Parent Trap remake, that was fun with Lindsay Lohan. American History X was popular. Blade, yeah, that was a good one. And Saving Private Ryan with Tom Hanks, great movies. Average median yearly income, I think that says 48 or 46 something. And of course, Bill Clinton was president of the United States at the time. Interesting year, 1998. Let me ask you guys this. Let me take this off the screen. And I'd love to know, what was your favorite 1998 memory? Please share it in the chat. I'll keep a looking. Oh, did we get another? Did we get another member? Hang on one second. That's incredible if we had another channel member join. Always fun to have folks join, support the channel that way. Oh, yes, indeed. It's Dave Claroni. Welcome to channel memberships, Dave. Truly appreciate your support. And let's do this one here. It's been a while since I played this one as well.
Well, isn't that special?
It truly is special. Thank you again, Dave Claroni. All right, let me go ahead and take that off the screen. By the way, Kenny the Wine Guy says, received my first issue yesterday, just in the nick of time. That is awesome. I'm glad you got your first issue of ReMIND magazine, and I truly hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Okay, favorite 1998 memory. Now, we got to think back 25 years. 25 years ago. What is your favorite memory from way back then? Did I just, oh my goodness. Hang on one second, because we got another channel member for my sweetheart 369. Thank you so much. That is awesome. What do we got for you? You know, a movie I like, I think it was before 1998, but a movie that I really enjoyed was Dr. Detroit. It's kind of a nutty little film. Has Dan Aykroyd and Howard Hesserman as well as a host of beautiful ladies. Let's play a clip from that.
Hey, look.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for my sweetheart 369. I appreciate your support. And it reminds me, I think that's the movie where Dan met his wife, Donna Dixon. I wanted to play it again. I love it so much, but we won't do that tonight because I want to get to your comments. But thanks again for my sweetheart 369. Your support is appreciated. All right, let's see. 1998. Danny Staten says a favorite memory is The X-Files. Oh, yeah. Yeah, great show. Loved it. Let's see. Well, here you go. Gary Carpenter says graduated in 1998. That's awesome. Let's see. Auburn Kim says, my husband and I were married on the Ninja roller coaster at Six Flags over Georgia. How cool is that? Tom McCluskey says, favorite memory from 1998, 4-hour lunches at work. Wow, that would be my favorite memory as well. And Cindy D graduated from college after going back to school at 23. Let's see. And Dave, channel member Dave Claroni said, graduated from college in 98. Oh, wow. And Thresh Pondo, that was the year that he started at Suncoast Motion Pictures. Let me turn off my heater here. I'm down in the basement, so I've got the heater on, but I got to turn that off now. Our channel member Lisa Fields was 29 in 98. Awesome. Let's see. What else do we have here in terms of what folks were doing? Jason Goldtrup says, I was so glad that the Best Picture Oscar went to Shakespeare in Love instead of Saving Private Ryan. Love both of those movies. I really did. Let's see. I'm scrolling through here. John Bernstein says, my best 1998 memory is finally getting a job that paid well. That would be a good one for anyone, I think. Rich Atwood was playing indoor football. How cool is that? And let's see what else we got in terms of 1998 memories. Channel member Lisa Fields says, I was still in New York in 98. What a fun time. Dave Kerbo says, favorite 1998 memory, realizing we had to fix computers and software for the Y2K bug and then buying up supplies for the bunker. Awesome. I remember I worked in a call center, as did my friend Scott Barnes, in 1999. And I worked New Year's Eve on 1999. And everybody was so worried that when we flipped over to the new year, to the new century, that all of our computer systems were going to just run amok. And of course, nothing happened. We were all prepared for it. Let's see. Pat McCormick, not related to 1998, but we got to put it on the screen. Says, Judy Norton just confirmed an interview, making my way through them Waltons. I had a chance to interview her, and what a treat she is. You're going to love that conversation, but you're so good at it, Pat. Can't wait for season 2 to start of your podcast and for the Christopher Knight interview to drop. I'm waiting for that one with bated breath. Channel member Emily Miller says, Charmed was just starting, and that became my favorite show until Supernatural. I have no desire to go back and watch Charmed, but I do want to go and, lots of folks that I know really enjoyed Supernatural. I have a sense that I would if I watched it. Let's see what else we got. Gary Carpenter says, Dave, please read that again. I graduated in 1988. Oh, okay. I was reading too fast. So 10 years too early there for that. Temperature has been, it's not horrible. It's at night, it gets down to single digits or into the teens, depending where you're at. And in the daytime, it hasn't really been above freezing, but it's in the 30s. Let's see what else we got. Oh, did Seinfeld end in 98? That's what channel member Kenny, the wine guy, says. Boy, it feels like it wasn't that long ago, but possible. Al Oduardi says, all I recall from 98 is Windows 98. And did that come out in 98 or 97? Who knows? Let's see. Forvo Quizlet, welcome to the live stream tonight, says, I wish my current self could have had a chat with my 1998 self. I think we all wish we had the opportunity to speak with our younger selves, just to warn them about a handful of things. Albert Maury says, just finished watching Shogun TV miniseries from 1980. Highly recommended. Yeah, that's a good one. Danny Staten says 1998 worst memory, Star Trek Insurrection. Yeah, that wasn't a good one. Who did it have in it? There's an actor in that one. Was it Eric Bana? I think. Yeah, I think he's in that. James Dye. Oh dear, the year he was headed for a divorce. That's not good. Booger 414 says, my goodness, 1998. I was 10 years out of high school and married for 5 years. Holy cow. All right. I think we've got it looks like we're pretty much done here with those comments. So here's what we're going to do. I've got to set up the drawing for tonight's Remind Magazine giveaway. So I'm going to play some sponsor messages, and then we'll come back and we'll give away an annual subscription to Remind Magazine, and then we'll do a little trivia. So hold tight, folks. We'll be back before you know it. Thanks to everyone for all your wonderful engagement so far this evening. It has been a ton of fun.
Double your pleasure, double your fun. That's the statement of the great man. Team Double Man's gone. Double your sentiment, your merriment. Double your moment of fun. Double your delight with the right man. For refreshment, it's the only one. Yeah. Double your pleasure, double your fun. That's the statement of the great man. Team Double Man's gone.
ABC Premiere Wednesday. What could possibly happen on Dharma and Greg this season?
Maybe you could have taught my baby.
Uh-oh. Then Burbs finally met his match.
See something you like?
Wow. Where'd you get that line? Because you need to give it back.
Dharma and Greg and Two Guys. ABC Premiere Wednesday. Tonight, starting at 8, 7 Central.
Wow, $1.75 for a cup of joe?
It's the 90s. Everything's out of whack.
Not so fast. I know how you can get all your long-distance calls for under $1.
Oh, I heard about that. You dial 10-10-220, and all your long-distance calls from home up to 20 minutes cost just 99
Now
cents.
there's an informed consumer.
What happens after 20 minutes?
It's only 10 cents for each extra minute.
Well, you gotta sign a contract.
You've been hurt, haven't you? There is no contract, nada.
Yeah, you just dial 10-10-220-1 and then the number.
Bingo, a little sanity in an otherwise insane world. Coffee's up.
There's only one place where all the shows you know and love come together. It's classic TV favorites 24 hours a day. So come home to TV Land. This is where the good guys always win, and every little trouble is solved in half an hour. So when you need TV you can count on, just say, take me to TV Land.
May I help you?
If I wanted a Whopper, no pickles, that wouldn't be a problem. But would we get to hear you sing?
No, sir. You get to hear us sing.
Hold a pickle, hold the lettuce, special order donuts.
May I help you?
If I want my value meal with rings instead of fries, is that a problem?
Value meals with rings or fries, they still cost the same great price. You don't have to ask us twice to have it your way.
When you have it your way, it just tastes better.
Babe Ruth is up. He looks sluggish.
Martin, all he's doing is sweating. I'm not sweating, and I'm wearing a turtleneck. You're fired.
Jackson's out to talk to Ruth.
What's wrong, babe?
I was out all night, Reg.
Try this. Lipton brisk iced tea.
That's brisk, baby.
Give it a ride, babe.
Holy cow, what a shot!
Get a taste of that stuff for the postseason.
Oh, it's weird. I started when I said we were going to talk about 1998 in today, and I mentioned that it didn't feel like it was that long ago. Watching those commercials, I could have sworn they were on TV just a couple of weeks ago, especially that last one with Babe Ruth and the Lipton iced tea. That's just a great commercial. So much fun. All right, let's give away a magazine. I should say a subscription to ReMIND magazine. Let me add this to the stream. Here we go. Here we go, folks. What I need from you to put hashtag ReMIND into the chat. That's all it takes. Hashtag ReMIND. I'm not seeing that many in there yet, so let's get them in there. What we have for the winning, the offer this evening is an annual subscription. Let me take this off the screen for just a second. An annual subscription to ReMIND magazine. We're talking about the February 2023 issue tonight. Great issue. I've had a lot of fun reading it. There's so much more in here than I talked about. Have even talked about yet. Here's some great pictures. Wedding pictures. This one's called The Wedding Album. What else do we have in here? Oh, yes. 8 things you didn't know about Father of the Bride. That's a great article, too. And I already talked about the time capsule. And then each month, or, with each issue, you've got a section dedicated to each of the decades, the 50s through the 90s. There's the 50s. The 60s one is particularly fun this month. It's got articles on the Dick Van Dyke Show and My Three Sons and a little bit of trivia. Just so much good stuff. I got to show you the pinup in the back of the back inside cover too. In a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks from now, our live stream is going to be all about Barbara Eden. So here it is. Let me give folks about 10 more seconds to get their hashtag ReMIND into the stream. We've got 33 contestants so far, so just a second or two more. And then we'll find out who our winner is tonight. Who that winner might be. All right. Let me go ahead and click on that button. Let's see who's going to win. All right. And tonight's winner is Karen Lee Maloney. Welcome to the wonderful world of ReMIND magazine. Congratulations to you. That is awesome. I'm excited for you. And what I need from you, Karen Lee, if you will do this for me. If you will, let me take this off the screen. Of course, I need you to send me your details. I believe I already know your full name, but go ahead. However you want the magazine to be addressed to, I need your name, your address, and I'll forward that on to my friend Barb Oates over at ReMIND Magazine, and she'll get you all hooked up. So congratulations to you. That is freaking awesome. I'm excited for you. Okay. Little trivia time, folks. So for those folks who don't enjoy the trivia, and I know there are a handful of folks that don't enjoy the trivia, let me just state right now, thank you so much for joining. It's really a pleasure for me to be able to connect with all of you once a week. And, it makes it's just a little bit extra motivation for me as I actually make the standard, more traditional videos that I make, is just knowing who I'm making the videos for, and, getting to know some of the members of my YouTube community. It makes all the difference in the world. So thanks to all of you for joining, and don't feel bad if you want to drop, if you don't want to play trivia. But for everyone else that wants to stick around, I got 10 questions for you, and it is from this month's issue of ReMIND Magazine as well. Let me go ahead and pull up. It's this one right here. It's the Ultimate Trivia. How well do you know television couples? It's by Candace Sullivan. So thank you to her for her hard work in putting together the questions. And there's 25 questions here. We're only going to do the first 10. I want you all to find your copy of ReMIND Magazine and do the other 15 on your own. But let's go ahead and get going. And then, of course, we'll check, and we will check scores probably after the third question, the sixth question, and then at the very end. So let's get rolling. By the way, when I did this, I got 10 out of 10 tonight, and I suspect that many of you might as well. No pressure, but that's what I suspect. I know my audience pretty well, and these questions weren't super tough. All right, question number 1. Which show included Mallory, a flighty airhead, and her boyfriend Nick, a motorcycle riding artist who was also not so bright? Was it A, All in the Family, B, Family Ties, C, Mad About You, or D, Friends? We go ahead and put the timer up on the screen. Again, the question is, which show included Mallory, a flighty airhead, and her boyfriend Nick, a motorcycle riding artist who was also not so bright? A, All in the Family, B, Family Ties, C, Mad About You, or D, Friends? Okay. Let's go ahead and take that off the screen. Don't need the timer anymore. Correct answer is Family Ties, folks. I'm hoping my friend ENC is in the stream, in the chat tonight, and participating, because that would have been an easy one for him. All right, moving on to question number 2. Which show had a simple housewife who was devoted to her not-so-nice and very prejudiced husband? Was it A, The Jeffersons, B, Good Times, C, All in the Family, or D, Happy Days? Put the timer back up on the screen here, and I'll read the question one more time. Which show had a simple housewife who was devoted to her not-so-nice and very prejudiced husband? Was it A, The Jeffersons, B, Good Times, C, All in the Family, or D, Happy Days? Go ahead and put your answers in the chat, or just lock them up here in your noggin. I trust you. All right. Get rid of the clock here. And the correct answer for that one, of course, is All in the Family. We're referring to Archie and Edith Bunker there. Okay, question number 3. Sam was a bar owner, and Diane was a woman down on her luck. Their romance was part of what show? A, Cheers, B, Frasier, C, Friends, or D, Coach? Timer going. Sam was a bar owner. Diane was a woman down on her luck until she wasn't. Their romance was part of what show? A, Cheers, B, Frasier, C, Friends, or D, Coach? How much more time do I need to give you guys? You know the answer to this one. You see what I'm saying? These questions are... Candace must have felt very charitable when she was writing these questions, because they are either we really know our stuff when it comes to television shows from the 70s and 80s, because that's kind of what we're seeing here tonight. I think there's a 90s one coming up though, but I think we do know our stuff this week. All right, let's see some scores, folks. Tell me how you're doing. Let me take that off the screen. Here we go, and let me see some scores. Yeah, that's what I suspected. I suspected as much. Shannon Burns, 3 of 3. Channel member Dave Claroni, 3 for 3. Rich, bye Pat. Take care. Have a good night, buddy. Rich Atwood, 3 for 3. James Dye, 3 for 3. Melissa Foster, 3 for 3. Sakina McMurrin, 3 for 3. Channel member Zuperplex, 3 for 3. Wajamin, 3 for 3. Crominion, 3 for 3. Channel member Emily Miller, 3 for 3. Channel member For My Sweetheart, 369, 3 for 3. Al Oduwardi, 3 for 3. Richard Winter, welcome to the live stream, 3 for 3. Channel member Dominic D, 3 for 3. Cindy D, 3 for 3. John Stemmer, 3 for 3. Forvo Quizlet says 4 for 3 because of the second question. I wonder why. I'll have to go back and read that later, Forvo. But if you say you got 4, I'm going to trust you. Tom Lemery, great to have you on the live stream tonight. 3 for 3. Auburn Kim, 3 for 3. Mark M, 3 for 3. Constant Cherry, 3 for 3. Jason Goldtrup, 3 for 3. Oh, can you hear the planes? Yep. Wow. Channel member Keith E, 3 for 3. Good owner, 3 for 3. I didn't give the answer to number 3. It's Cheers. Channel member Zuperplex points out that I didn't give the answer. That's how obvious I thought that question was. I didn't even give the answer. The answer to question number 3 is Cheers. Dave Kerbo, 3 for 3. Gary Carpenter, 3 for 3. Super fan, I should say channel member Music Girl 67, 3 for 3. I don't think anyone's missed anyone yet. Let's see. Buddy Mills, channel member Buddy Mills, 3 for 3. Channel member Kenny the Wine Guy, 2 for 3. There you go. And I appreciate your honesty, Kenny. Tom McCluskey, 3 for 3. Like channel member Emily Miller says, it happens. Danny Staten, 3 for 3. Channel member Music Girl 67 says, sorry, Kenny, maybe it's the wine. Jerry Gillespie, 3 for 3. Oh. Thrash Pondo, channel member Thrash Pondo Pond says, my questions are tougher. Well, I know. And sometimes, most of the time, I should say, the trivia questions on in ReMIND magazine are a little tougher than this, but I think it's kind of this community's sweet spot. These questions are going to seem a little bit easier than they normally might. Hey, Angela McArdle, great to have you here with us tonight. Let's see. All right. Denise Richardson's 3 for 3 as well. John Bernstein's 1 for 3, but he's not even trying. And I don't understand the naking asides part, but not even trying. All right. Let's see. Let's go to the questions. Let's keep moving along. Let's see if people can keep up their perfect scores. Number 4, Kevin and Winnie were neighbors who experienced puppy love together in which show? A, Growing Pains, B, Family Matters, C, The Wonder Years, or D, Family Ties. Get that timer up on the screen. And I'll read that question one more time. And I'll remember to give the answer, no matter how obvious I think it might be. Kevin and Winnie were neighbors who experienced puppy love in which show? Was it A, Growing Pains, B, Family Members, C, The Wonder Years, or D, Family Ties? Let me go ahead and take the clock off the screen. And the answer is The Wonder Years. Moving on to question number 5. Name the show that featured Tony, a retired baseball player, and Angela, an advertising executive who they fall in love. Is it A, The Dick Van Dyke Show, B, The Brady Bunch, C, Full House, or D, Who's the Boss? Firing up the timer. Going back to the question, name the show that featured Tony, a retired baseball player, and Angela, an advertising executive, a powerful advertising executive, if you will. Was it, and they fall in love, was it The Dick Van Dyke Show? Was it The Brady Bunch? Was it Full House? Or was it Who's the Boss? All right. Turn the clock off with 6 seconds left. Let's go back to there. And the correct answer is Who's the Boss? Yes. Tony Danza, Judith Light. What a great show. Alyssa Milano. Love that show. One more before we look at scores. Number 6, this show featured a smart aleck detective, David, and a former model, Maddie. Was it A, Moonlighting, B, Heart to Heart, C, The A-Team, or D, Perfect Strangers? Again, the question is, this show featured a smart aleck detective named David and a former model named Maddie. What was the name of this show? Was it A, Moonlighting, B, Heart to Heart, C, The A-Team, or D, Perfect Strangers? Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Lance. Okay, get that clock off the screen. And the correct answer is, of course, Moonlighting. That was a fun show. That was a fun show while it lasted. Then, of course, egos got in the way and the whole thing self-destructed. But definitely a fun show. All right, let's see some scores, people. Let's see. Angela McArdle just came in, so she's 3 for 3 so far. Excellent. Gary Carpenter, 6 for 6. Channel member Buddy Mills, 6 for 6. Mark M, 6 for 6. Lamont Bradford, 6 for 6. Channel member Keith E, 6 for 6. Channel member Emily Miller, 6 for 6. Channel member, channel member Thresh Pondo Pond, 6 for 6. The thing moves so fast, I miss some folks. Channel member Superplex, 6 for 6. John Stemmer, 6 for 6. Keena McMurrin, 6 for 6. James Dye, 6 for 6. Cro-Minion, 6 for 6. Wajameen, 6 for 6. Channel member Dominic D, 6 for 6. Dave Kerbo, pow, 6 out of 6. Let's see. Forvo Quizlet says Dave probably has a Diet Coke pyramid of cans like I do. No, I'm not allowed. Those have to get thrown away. But I am impressed. And if you ever send me a picture of that pyramid, I'll post it on the community page here on my YouTube channel, Forvo Quizlet. Richard Winter, 6 for 6. Cindy D, 6 for 6. You guys are doing so good tonight. I knew you would. Rich Atwood, 6 for 6. Let's see. Auburn Kim, 6 for 6. Good Owner, 6 for 6. Channel member Kenny the Wine Guy, 5 for 6. Tom Lemery, 6 for 6. Tom McCluskey, 6 for 6. Music Girl 67, 6 for 6. Dave Claroni, 6 for 6. Constant Cherry, 6 for 6. Got 'em all. Melissa Foster, 6 for 6. Danny Stade wants to throw a bonus question at the end. Yes, you may, Danny. So hold tight, and we'll have that bonus question at the end. John Bernstein, 4 for 6. In reality, got them all and pointed out 2 facts you forgot. Nicely done. Nicely done. I'll enjoy reading those when I get to review the chat in its entirety later on. Emily Miller, channel member Emily Miller says, so no pyramid of cans in the pale moonlight. No, but I like to dance with the devil in the pale moonlight, Emily. Let's see. For My Sweetheart, channel member For My Sweetheart 369 says 6 for 6. Nicely done, Jerry Gillespie, 6 for 6. I think we're all caught up, and Danny's got a good one for us at the end. So y'all get a chance to do a bonus question. I have a hunch he's going to make this one a little more difficult. So if you're feeling lucky, stick around for Danny's question. Okay, next one. Let me get over to the questions. Number 7. 2 FBI agents, Fox Mulder and Dana Scully, investigated bizarre cases as a romance developed between them. What's the show? Is it A, Twin Peaks, B, The X-Files, D, Jag, or C, Knight Rider? Again, the question is 2 FBI agents, Fox Mulder and Dana Scully, investigated bizarre cases as a romance developed between them. What's the show? A, Twin Peaks, B, The X-Files, C, Jag, or D, Knight Rider? One of my favorite shows from the 90s. I just eliminated one of the answers by saying that. I need to shut up. Correct answer is The X-Files. All right, moving on. Question 8, Mike and Carol, the parents of a blended family, had a strong bond in which television series? Was it A, Family Matters, B, Good Times, C, The Brady Bunch, or D, Growing Pains? Let's get that clock on the screen, keep ourselves honest. A, Mike and Carol. The parents of a blended family had a strong bond in which television series? Was it A, Family Matters, B, Good Times, C, The Brady Bunch, or D, Growing Pains? Let me go ahead and take the clock off the screen, and correct answer is, of course, The Brady Bunch. The story of a man named Brady. Number 9. Teenage love was at its best with Zach and Kelly, two students at Bayside High. Name the show. A, Saved by the Bell, B, Beverly Hills 90210, C, Degrassi High, or D, Head of the Class. Clocks are running. I'll read this one more time. Teenage love was at its best with Zach and Kelly, two students at Bayside High. Name the show. A, Saved by the Bell, B, Beverly Hills 90210, C, Degrassi High, or D, Head of the Class. That one's a little bit tougher, I think. I think there might be just one or two of you that missed that one, just because there's, I could see folks answering a couple different ways. All right, correct answer on that one is Saved by the Bell. Final question, number 10. Rob was a writer for a TV show and Laura was a housewife and mother to their son, Richie. Which television series are they from? A, The Jeffersons, B, The Dick Van Dyke Show, C, Fame, or D, Gimme a Break? Question number 10. Rob was a writer for a TV show and Laura was a housewife and mother to their son, Richie. Which television series are they from? A, The Jeffersons, B, The Dick Van Dyke Show, C, Fame, or D, Gimme a Break? All right, just 10 seconds left, and then we will, let's have Danny ask his trivia question, then we'll get final scores. All right, the answer is, of course, B, The Dick Van Dyke Show. Rob and Laura Petrie. Okay, let me go over here to the comments. Danny, I'm waiting. Get that question out for us, buddy. Question 11, courtesy of my friend Danny Staten in South Carolina. I'm going to take that one off the screen. We're going to wait for that question from Danny. And then we'll check scores. I'm seeing a lot of 10 for 10s tonight. But am I going to see 11 for 10? That's the question. Because this is a bonus question. This is where, you know what? This is where Kenny the Wine Guy can now be 10 for 10. Because it's 11 for 10. This is bonus question. It's not 11 for 11. Kenny, hang tight. You still might be 10 for 10, my friend. Hold tight. We're waiting with bated breath for Danny Staten's question. Here it is. Which 1982 series featured a one-eyed dog and a plane named Goose? Which 1982 TV series featured a one-eyed dog and a plane named Goose? Oh, man. I don't know. I'm going to guess it. It's down to 2 for me. I'm going to say them both in a minute, but I'm going to give everybody a chance to, James Dye and Dominic D said the 2 that I think it might be, but I don't know which one it is. I have to decide. Let's get a 30-second timer in. Which 1982 television series featured a one-eyed dog and a plane named Goose? Oh, that is tough. So I don't want to talk too much about this. I want everybody to answer it on their own. But I think I've got it. I think I've got it. Don't tell the answer yet, Danny. Let me take the timer off. My answer is Tales of the Gold Monkey. Stephen Collins. I was thinking Bruce Boxleitner with Bring 'Em Back Alive, the Frank Buck TV series, but I think it's Tales of the Gold Monkey. All right, Danny, we're waiting for the answer. Go ahead and post it in the chat for all of us. Tales of the Gold Monkey is correct. Those of you that guessed it, you get your bonus. You get your bonus. Nicely done. Great question, Danny. Not so much about a TV couple, unless we're counting the One-Eyed Dog as a couple with the Stephen Collins character. Al Duarte says, knuckleball, but I got them all first time, and good stuff trivia after years of trying. Ixnay on the Onus Bay. I like that. All right, let's see final scores here. Let's see. I see Emily Miller got 11 out of 10. Nicely done. Angela McArdle, 7 of 7. Wajameen, 10 of 10. Let's see. Shannon Burns, 11 of 10. Lamont Bradford, 10 of 10. Gary Carpenter, 10 of 10. Rich Atwood's 11 of 10. Channel member Dominic D says it didn't last long. Yeah, it just lasted a single season. You are correct. Chrominion says 10 of 10. Channel member Music Girl 67 says never watched Tales of the Gold Monkey. Must have been watching something else. Like, it didn't last long. A single season on ABC. Let's see. Gary Carpenter got 11 of 10. Zooperplex, channel member Zooperplex, 10 for 10. John Stemmer, 11 of 10. Cindy D, 10 for 10, no bonus. Richard Winter, 10 of 11, no, or 10 of 10. Then you get 10 of 10 because it's a bonus question. Dave Kerbo, pow, yes, 10 out of 10, nicely done. Sakina McMurran, 10 out of 10, plus the bonus, so you got 11 out of 10, nicely done. Nope, just 10 out of 10. Music Girl 67. Constance Cherry, 10 for 10. Channel member Dave Claroni, 10 for 10. James Dye, 11 out of 10. Nicely done. Mark M, 10 out of 10. Good owner, 10 out of 10. Let's see. In the Gold Monkey, Danny Staten says the couple was Jake and Sarah. Okay. Forvo Quizlet got 10 of 10. Nicely done. Yeah, that was a bonus question. Doesn't count in terms of the actual score. You got 10 of 10. Unless you get it right, then you're 11 of 10. Tom McCluskey's 11 of 10. Melissa Foster's 10 of 10. Nicely done. Channel member Buddy Mills, 10 of 10. Channel member For My Sweetheart, 369. Good night to you. Thank you so much for your support, 10 of 10. Channel member Keith E, 10 of 10. Tom Lemery, 10 of 10. Kenny, the wine guy, says, great question, but I'm staying at 9 of 10. I've had too much fun here. Hey, thanks for joining us tonight, Kenny. Oh, and wait, how nice is this? We have got a super chat from Albert Nada Retro. Says, Luke and Laura from General Hospital, because nothing says romance like a rapist marrying his victim. Holy cow. You know what? That storyline would not fly these days. But back then, we all thought it was so very romantic. Thank you so much for the super chat, Albert Nada Retro. Truly, truly appreciate it. Let me throw a little love your way in terms of, how about some little Jimmy Walker?
Pure dynamite!
Yeah, that's dynamite, my friend. Thank you. Thank you very much. That is awesome. Boy, I have had so much fun tonight, everybody. Truly appreciate just the engagement, being able to connect with you all tonight. Hold tight. I've got some videos. And if you want to hang out and just visit in the chat, I'll keep things up and running for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes while I share a few videos with you. But I do have one thing that I would be just remiss if I didn't share with you all. This is how I feel about each one of you as members of my community.
You are special.
Thanks, everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Let's go ahead and get started on those videos. Elizabeth Taylor was such an amazing actress. From an early age, it was clear that she was destined to be a superstar, and that's exactly what happened over the course of the decades leading up to the 80s. I guess that's why it was so surprising when Liz showed up on General Hospital in 1981, just in time to try and spoil the wedding of the century. Okay, I know this was a pretty big wedding as well, but you get my point. For those of you who don't remember, the Luke and Laura romance was pretty much the biggest thing to ever happen to daytime TV. As a young kid, I had watched a handful of episodes of the daytime gothic soap opera Dark Shadows, at least until it got too scary for me. And then I'd pretty much stayed away from soap operas until these two happened. And then, well, I just couldn't resist. Plus, the actor who played Luke was originally from my neck of the woods. Yep, a Utah boy if I remember correctly. So there was that as well. The show was so popular that there was even a pop novelty song that came out and made it into the top 40 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. So what I'm saying is that if you were a teenager or in your early 20s way back then, it's quite likely that you were completely on board with this thing. And apparently, someone very famous was as well. This is where Elizabeth Taylor comes into the picture. It turns out that she was a huge fan of daytime TV, and even more specifically General Hospital. And because of that, when Laura finally agreed to marry Luke after a couple of pretty cool adventures together, well, the truth is that Elizabeth's people, they reached out to ABC and hinted that she would be available to make a handful of appearances on the show leading up to the wedding. And the rest, of course, is history. From what I understand, many of the show's regulars, they were a little bit worried that Elizabeth would be something of a prima donna on set. But from everything that I've read, the exact opposite was true. It was an absolute delight for Elizabeth to be able to act with the cast, and the truth is that she loved their characters, and because of that, she found that it was super easy to connect with the actors as well. The entire cast truly enjoyed Elizabeth's time with them on set. There's a great video right here on YouTube of outtakes from Elizabeth when she was on General Hospital. I highly encourage you to seek it out. It's a ton of fun, and when you watch it, you will really be able to tell just how much Elizabeth was enjoying herself. And TV audiences enjoyed the wedding as well. The ratings for the show were absolutely freaking huge. According to Wikipedia, the event was watched by 30 million viewers and remains to this day the highest rated hour in American soap opera history. In 1996, TV Guide included the wedding of Luke and Laura as part of its 100 most memorable moments in television history, ranking it number 35. But you know what? All of those numbers are cool, but in the end, they really don't matter. What does matter is that for a brief, shining moment in time, there was real magic on daytime television, and Elizabeth Taylor had a lot to do with that. Over the years, I've caught an episode or two of the show just to catch up with characters that I've long since lost track of, and it's fun to do that. But for whatever reason, at least to me, the magic of General Hospital is gone. I'm sure some of it has to do with youthful enthusiasm and the ability to prioritize a fictional TV show over more pressing matters. But when I look back, yep, I've got to say, the moment was just magical. During the years that followed, Elizabeth continued to make a handful of TV and movie appearances. I remember her in The Flintstones and on Murphy Brown. She was also the first celebrity, I believe, to promote her own brand of perfume. And I also remember her for her friendship with Michael Jackson. She was there for him through thick and thin, and I think it's also important to point out that during those later years, she was a vocal advocate for AIDS research, long before it became a fashionable thing to do. Truth is, right up to her passing, Elizabeth was a pretty great lady. Did she have flaws? Of course. We all do. But from everything that I've read, it sounds like, through her work on screen and off, she really did make the world just a little bit of a better place. One more thing. In another video right here on YouTube, Luke Spencer himself admits to having a relationship with Elizabeth Taylor during the early 80s. Who knows when it started, maybe during her time on General Hospital. But what is really cool is what he has to say about that time, and beyond the words he says, just the kindness in his voice when he speaks about his dear friend. You should definitely check it out. Alright, so what do you remember most about Elizabeth Taylor? Was it her time on General Hospital? Or was it her stellar movie career? Or something else? Let me know what you think in the comments section. And while you're at it, I'd love a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And I would be absolutely honored if you would consider subscribing to my channel. I talk about music, movies, and television, mostly from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.
The order of the swimmers in the swimming relay has been determined, of course, by the respective network team captains. Right there you see Adrienne Barbeau of CBS. Thank you, Adrienne. Karen Grassley, Little House on the Prairie. And lustrous Linda Carter, the Wonder Woman. She, by the way, as she has to be in her role, a very good athlete. Let's look for the start. Beautiful start by Linda Carter. You saw that. She's quickly out in front. First lap, 25 yards. Karen Grassley holding together, and so for that matter is Adrienne Barbeau. But Linda's going to complete the first lap first. And so, Penny Marshall on the second lap goes in. Remember what Mark Spitz told you about her weird stroke. And quickly, what Mark called a handicap begins to show. NBC coming on with Ben Murphy in the lead. And then Mackenzie Phillips coming in second. Quickly we go to the third lap. Still 25 yards. Melissa Sue Anderson in the middle. Still holding a lead for NBC. Pat Harrington for CBS. Moving in, Hal Linden trying to get back into things. But we go to the fourth lap now. And here it's going to be up to Bobby Hedges, Telly Savalas, and Robert Conrad. Conrad in the middle is picking up a little bit of an edge on Savalas. Hedges has died. We go now to the final lap, the testing 50-yard challenge. It's Tim Matheson for NBC. It's Kevin Dobson, a superb athlete for CBS. And ABC very much out of things with Richard Hatch as a result of Hedges' failure. Now, can Matheson cling to that lead? You see him in the middle. And he is holding on against Kevin Dobson. Everyone thought Dobson would clinch it in the final lap, but no. Tim Matheson has won. He has completed the quest with NBC victorious. CBS second and ABC third. Let's look at Linda.
You talk about two actors having chemistry on screen. I really can't think of a better example than Mary Tyler Moore and Dick Van Dyke. Growing up, I absolutely loved watching the Dick Van Dyke Show. I was a bit too young to catch it when it originally aired for 5 seasons on CBS during the 60s. But during the 70s, this show seemed to always be on one of the 3 channels that we had in our area. I guess all told we had 5, but 2 of them were PBS affiliates, so they don't really count, right? There were a lot of things to love about the Dick Van Dyke Show, which was nearly canceled at the end of the first season due to low ratings, by the way. The entire cast was great. Along with Mary and Dick, you had Rose Marie, Maury Amsterdam, and Richard Deacon, and they were all a hoot. And I could, better said, I should devote an entire video to the genius of Carl Reiner. The show was just so well done. But at the end of the day, if I had to credit one thing for the show's enduring appeal, I would have to say it was these two. Back when I was watching reruns during the mid-70s, I really thought that they were a couple. They were just so darn believable. When Rob looked Laura in the eyes and said, "I love you," you know what? I believed it. And it turns out there is a reason why I felt that way. Why I believed that these two people were truly in love, and that's because they absolutely were. The truth about Mary and Dick's relationship is that they definitely had feelings for each other. So how do I know that? Well, I recently watched this interview right here on YouTube with Mary and Dick from 1999 where they discussed the feelings that they had for each other while making the show. According to Mary, there was a tremendous amount of romantic chemistry under the surface between these two actors. She went on to say that anyone who happened onto the set of the show during rehearsals would have noticed it. How? Well, believe it or not, Mary says It was evidenced by all the giggling that went on between the two actors. During the interview, Dick was even more blunt about their relationship and said that he had a crush on Mary. Hard to blame the guy. However, they were both quick to point out that they never acted out on those feelings because they were in committed relationships of their own with other people. A few years later, in another interview, Mary said that the two of them simply clicked as real people. Indeed they did. While both of these actors went on to star in other projects that gained massive notoriety, I think it's notable that Dick Van Dyke has said that the time spent with Mary making the Dick Van Dyke Show is the work that he is most proud of. Speaking of Mary, did you know that she almost wasn't cast as Laura Petrie? Yep, it's true. She wasn't among the actresses that were initially called into audition for the role. It was only after Danny Thomas, who was visiting with Carl Reiner one day, remembered a pretty young woman who had auditioned for his show as his daughter, but hadn't gotten the role because Danny thought she was too pretty for anyone to believe that she'd be related to him. Well, he thought that she might be perfect for the role of Laura Petrie. As a result, Carl called Mary in to read with Dick, and we all know things worked out pretty darn well. You know, I've got to hand it to this Danny Thomas guy. He's also at least partially responsible for bringing the Andy Griffith Show to network TV, and for that I am forever grateful. It's hard to imagine a world without the friendly little town of Mayberry, North Carolina in it. It really is. I know, you might be saying to yourself, what's this guy talking about? Mayberry doesn't exist. It's a fictional town on a fictional show. Well, that, my friends, may be true. But then again, I like to think of Mayberry as a state of mind. A place that we can all visit if we try hard enough. Alright, enough about Andy Griffith on a video that is supposed to be all about these two wonderful people. They truly loved each other. They didn't have to be romantically involved to absolutely adore each other. Their platonic love affair blossomed into a beautiful friendship that lasted a lifetime. Alright, now it's your turn. Please share your memories in the comments section, and while you're at it, I'd love a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I would be absolutely honored if you would consider subscribing to my channel. I talk about music, movies, and mostly television from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.
And now for a look behind the scenes of TV Land and the popular private eye drama, Mannix. One of the keys to the show's success was keeping the gruff but good-hearted main character, Joe Mannix, alive.
Good thinking.
So the show's writers usually had gun-wielding bad guys hit Mannix with their guns rather than shoot him. On the occasions when Mannix does get shot at,
I get shot at a lot.
you'll notice that he either A, is just barely missed, B, pretends to be dead until the danger passes, or C, on the very rare occasions that he actually gets shot, he's always hit in the shoulder or arm.
That was just a scratch.
Stay tuned for more fascinating looks behind the scenes of TV Land.